Okay, let's jump right into the common culprits that can wreak havoc on your joints, leading to discomfort and even excruciating pain. We're going to shine a light on those early warning signs, those subtle clues that might suggest joint issues are starting to develop. Now, unlike our teeth, joints have a truly impressive ability to heal themselves. Sure, they can sustain damage, resulting in those aches and pains that just won't let up. But they also possess an amazing capacity for self-repair and regeneration. And that's a really important thing to remember. Joint pain often stems from inflammation, an injury, or just the normal wear and tear that occurs as we age. So why is it that some people seem to glide through life with effortless, graceful movement, while others are constantly battling pain and stiffness? Well, the answer is just around the corner, because the key to revitalizing your joints is actually surprisingly straightforward. Today, we're really going to delve into the underlying causes of joint problems. We'll uncover effective recovery strategies, and we'll discover how to achieve lasting relief without constantly having to depend on medications. Do those over-the-counter topical pain relief creams and ointments really deliver on their promises when it comes to joint pain? Does homemade bone broth, which is a kitchen staple in so many households, actually have the potential to rebuild damaged cartilage? And does ginger, that spicy and flavorful spice we all know and love, really have the power to alleviate chronic joint inflammation? What steps should younger people be taking right now to ensure their joints remain healthy, flexible, and prepared for whatever life throws their way? And most importantly, what's the most effective way to safeguard your joints and keep them healthy and moving freely for years to come? We'll cover all of that, and then some. In addition to that, we're also going to explore specific exercises that are designed to improve your joint health, a well-rounded and nutrient-packed diet, and the foods we really should be avoiding to protect our joints. Joints, at their most basic level, are composed of bones, cartilage, and fluid. That fluid acts as a lubricant, minimizing friction every time we move, ensuring our joints operate smoothly. Joint pain can arise from a wide array of factors, ranging from deficiencies in essential vitamins and minerals to the buildup of uric acid in the joints, which leads to gout or even sudden injuries. However, in many instances, the pain is attributed to osteoarthritis, which is a natural process that unfolds over time. Let's take a closer look at some of the common types of joint pain you might encounter. If you experience pain when you're moving, it could be a sign of arthritis, an inflammatory condition that causes discomfort and restricts your mobility. But if you're feeling pain, even when you're at rest, that could be an indication of some low-grade inflammation simmering within the joint. Stiffness in the joints in the morning, especially when you first get out of bed, is often a telltale sign of inflammation, and this symptom tends to improve as you start moving around and warm up those joints. To find rapid relief, some individuals turn to strong pain medications, hoping to feel better immediately. However, a more effective strategy is to treat the affected joint gradually, gently, and consistently. You might begin by using a compression bandage to help reduce swelling, performing rehabilitation exercises that are specifically designed to enhance joint strength and flexibility, and incorporating foods with natural anti-inflammatory properties into your diet. If you're struggling with joint problems, try some home remedies before you start considering other medical interventions. Joint pain can be triggered by age, past injuries, overexertion, or being overweight, which places excessive strain on your joints. Losing weight if you're overweight can significantly reduce the pressure on your joints, which in turn alleviates pain and improves your mobility. People with hand joint pain should make an effort to avoid lifting heavy objects to minimize the stress on those joints. Individuals dealing with pain in their knees or hips should avoid sudden, jerky movements and opt for shoes with soft, shock-absorbing soles to lessen the impact on their joints when they're moving around. When you're climbing stairs, always use a handrail or some kind of support to lean on to reduce the load on your joints. Inactivity, while it might appear harmless, can actually be detrimental to your joint health. Movement, even gentle exercise, encourages the production of synovial fluid, which is a natural lubricant that reduces pressure and allows for easier, more fluid movement. Regular moderate exercise offers you far more benefits than simply sitting around, and you can easily exercise at home without having to go to a gym. In arthritis, the joints become inflamed and painful even when you're resting, when you're not moving. On the other hand, with osteoarthritis, the cartilage gets damaged and causes pain when you move, when you use the joint, rather than when you're resting. So the treatment approach for these two conditions is going to be different and needs to be tailored to the specific issue. Symptoms of joint problems. Before joint problems really set in, before the aches and pains even begin, you might notice certain symptoms. These early warning signs that you definitely shouldn't ignore. Your joints might feel stiff and difficult to move, particularly in the morning or after you've been sitting for a while, but this usually improves after you move around a bit, after you warm up your joints. Another sign is a burning sensation in your joints. This could mean there's some kind of inflammation going on, suggesting irritation and damage inside the joint. A third warning sign is not being able to fully move your knee or other joints, like not being able to pick something up off the floor or having a hard time climbing stairs. Activities that seem simple, but suddenly become challenging. Fourth, you might sometimes hear strange noises coming from your joints, like creaking or popping sounds when you move. This can happen if there's not enough fluid in the joint, causing the joint surfaces to rub against each other, which creates those unpleasant sounds. However, this can also happen in healthy joints because of air bubbles or pressure changes within the joint. Fifth, some people have joint problems when the weather changes, which is known as weather sensitivity. For example, joint issues might get worse when it gets cold, when temperatures really drop. This is because your blood flow isn't as good when it's cold, which can cause joint problems. So it's a good idea to keep your joints warm by wearing tube socks or things like that to help improve blood circulation and minimize discomfort. Foods that support joint health. A good, balanced, and nutrient-rich diet can help with a lot of joint issues, helping to reduce the inflammation, increase strength, and support the healing process. For instance, fatty fish like salmon, trout, and mackerel are high in omega-3s, which are essential fatty acids that have strong anti-inflammatory properties that help reduce inflammation and strengthen your joints. Also, try to work walnuts, flax seeds, and almonds into your daily diet. The nutrients and fatty acids in them will help keep our joints healthy, flexible, and moving smoothly. If you can, eat blueberries, pomegranates, spinach, and broccoli. They're packed with powerful antioxidants that help reduce joint inflammation, protecting your joints from damage caused by free radicals. Getting enough protein is also super important because it builds muscle, supports your joints, and you can find it in meat, fish, eggs, peas, and lots of other foods. Most importantly, make sure you eat plenty of foods that have collagen, which is a crucial protein for tendons, cartilage, and bones, like bone broth, fish, or beef. Collagen is the main structural component of connective tissues, helping to keep your joint elasticity and strength up. However, the amount of collagen in our bodies goes down as we get older, causing our joints to become stiffer and less flexible. That's why eating collagen-rich foods can provide a lot of benefits, helping to make up for that deficiency and support our joint health. All of these foods have anti-inflammatory properties, which helps to ease joint discomfort, providing comfort and relief. Herbs that support joint health. Now, let's talk about some herbs that you really should be using for joint problems. Gifts from nature that can help you reduce pain and improve your joint function. For example, you should be using half a teaspoon to 1 teaspoon of pure turmeric in your cooking. Turmeric contains curcumin, a compound with strong anti-inflammatory and pain-relieving properties. Plus, ginger, garlic, and onions also help reduce joint inflammation, thanks to sulfur compounds and natural antioxidants. Let's make one more thing clear. These natural things are really beneficial, but you've got to be patient and don't expect results overnight. Your body will start the healing process from the inside out, and then you'll start feeling the benefits they bring, gradual but lasting improvements. It's true that cartilage regeneration slows down as we get older, but it doesn't stop completely. You definitely can prevent it from being further damaged and destroyed, protecting what's left and supporting your body's natural regeneration process. For example, use gelatin, a natural protein that comes from collagen, to strengthen cartilage and connective tissues, making your joints healthier and more flexible. The way to use it is super simple. Take halal gelatin powder. Mix 2 teaspoons with a little bit of cold water, less than half a glass. Then add enough warm water to fill the glass and drink it on an empty stomach every morning. Do this every day for a month, then take a month off, and then start using it again. This will help collagen form properly in your joints, supporting the regeneration and recovery process. Other supplements can be really expensive, but this is a pretty cheap and easy to find treatment, a natural and effective solution for your joint health. Home remedies for joint pain. Let's talk about some simple home remedies that you can use to reduce pain and improve your joint health. The first remedy for joint pain is to use a mix of aloe vera and honey, 2 natural ingredients with anti-inflammatory and soothing properties. To do this, you'll need 1/4 cup of aloe vera juice, 1/4 cup of honey, and 1/4 cup of warm water. Mix them together really well and heat it up just a little bit. Then, put this mixture on the joint that's bothering you and wrap it with a warm bandage. Next, cover it with a layer of plastic wrap and leave it on overnight, allowing all those nutrients to really soak into the joint. For the second remedy for joints, use pepper oil. Chili oil has a compound called capsaicin, which generates heat and helps reduce pain in your joints by reducing the feeling of pain. To make this oil, take 10 fresh chili peppers, wash them and crush them up. Add 2 cups of vegetable oil and leave it in a warm place for a week, letting the capsaicin dissolve into the oil. Then, Take it out, filter it, and massage this oil on the painful areas, helping to reduce pain and improve blood circulation. But if you have a fever, you shouldn't use this remedy. For the third remedy for joints, use honey and apple cider vinegar. Apple cider vinegar has acetic acid, which has great anti-inflammatory properties, helping to reduce inflammation and swelling in your joints, while honey provides calcium, magnesium, and potassium, which are minerals that are essential for joint health. To do this, you need to take 1/4 cup of honey and 1/4 cup of apple cider vinegar, mix them together, and set it aside. Use a small teaspoon in the morning and a teaspoon in the evening, before you go to bed. If you have any medical conditions, like diabetes, ask your doctor before you use it, just to be safe and avoid any unwanted interactions. If you follow these simple steps as directed in this video to take care of your joint health, you'll never have joint problems. Or if you already have them, they'll be significantly reduced, giving you a healthier and more active life. Thank you so much for watching the video all the way to the end and visiting the channel. I hope you learned a lot of new things from today's video, helpful knowledge to care for and protect your joint health. If you liked this video, please give it a like and share it with your friends and family to spread this helpful information to more people. If this is your first time visiting the channel and you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe to the channel so you don't miss the next helpful videos. We'll see you in the next video with other interesting and useful topics.